So, and I grew up more on an isolated, I loved my personal space, should I say.
Okay.
Yes, so writing and reading was all that I had.
Okay.
Yes, so I've always been writing from as long as I can remember.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, so your first book, like you've mentioned, is about poetry. So when was this book released?
The poetry book was released in somewhere 2015.
Okay, and what's the title of the book?
It's Unexpressed Emotions.
Okay.
Yes.
Unexpressed Emotions.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
So now we have your second book, and this is product management for small and medium retail stores. Tell us about this book and how you came up with the title.
Thank you very much. As I mentioned, I've transitioned, as you notice, I've transitioned from health. They say I'm now into business administration. So over the past years, I had served as a manager for PageMart stores, which is a retail store, and I'd also been serving as a pharmacy assistant in about 2 pharmacies.
Okay.
Yes, so largely my role and responsibilities were basically based on the product. What products are the clients looking for? How can we source them? How better can we put them on the shelf in order for them to have that greater impact? So my world transitioned into product, and I fell in love with product in that particular manner. So this book is a compilation of the experiences and the strategies that we were using over the course of years that I have been in retail. Okay. So I love saying it's kind of more like a standardized SOP for those that are looking to streamline their operations in retail business. Okay. Because the insight that it puts in are purely practical and based on experience.
Okay.
Yes.
So you've written 2 books. Just kindly tell us, how long it took you to write both books, the poetry one and this recent one that you released in August.
Thank you very much. I'll begin with my recent one. Serving as a manager came with a huge responsibility, especially that it was a new store.
Okay.
Yes, so it required us to write policies, to write how the shop was going to be operating. So the book started out actually as a standard operating procedure, or now we are going to be operating efficiently.
Okay.
Since I was based on in retail, which was grocery, as well as pharmacy, so I started writing it more like as a guide on how to run operations from that level, either in a pharmacy or in a retail grocery store. Yes. So basically, should I say?
Yeah. So what was the time frame?
The time frame, since it was a period of ongoing, I would say I started writing it the first time that we started the operation, which was like 2 years ago.
Okay.
Yes, so I've been writing it over a period of 2 years.
Okay.
Yes. Gathering all the insights and compiling them in a way that can be presentable to the people and they can actually get the insights better.
Okay.
Yes.
What about the poetry one? How long did that one roughly take you to write?
Well, thank you. The poetry, I think it did take me quite many years because I wasn't in a rush really. Yes, it was the kind of a thing where you were inspired to put some words. You write a little bit today, you write a little bit today, and then over a period of time, over a period of years, you get to realize that you've got a whole lot of work, and then you just decide to say, okay, I'm actually talking about the same theme. Maybe I can just compile them together into one thing.
Okay.
So for that one, I wouldn't really attach me years, but I would say in between 2 to 3 years.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Have family members, supported you in your book writing, Benson?
Thank you. Yes, my family members have been very supportive.
Okay.
Very, very supportive. They have encouraged me to write on a larger scale. So, for example, I would say my sister, she's now she's in education, she's a teacher.
Okay.
So she encouraged me to say, why don't you maybe write for the government? Write a book maybe that we can push in there that could add value to the student. So they do really encourage me. And when the book came out, many did get the book even at double the price, which was really encouraging.
Okay.
Yes, so my family have been very supportive. in my writing course.
Okay. All right. If you're just tuning in, this is Between the Lines program on Zamcom Radio 100.1 FM. And today my guest is Benson Judge, who has written, 2 books. One is on poetry and expressed emotions. And the second one is entitled Product Management for Small and Medium Retail Stores, a Manager's Handbook. So you've told us that you do have support, from your family members. So could you kindly share with the listeners, some of the issues, highlighted in your books? Let's begin with the poetry one and expressed emotions. What issues are there? And then we get to your second book. What issues are really highlighted in that book?
Thank you very much, ma'am. The issues that I highlighted in the poetry, really it's just about expressing yourself. It encourages the idea to say out things the way that we want to say them out. Yes, but not in a way that offends others, of course, but you have to respect the conscience of others like that.
Yeah.
Yes, but it encourages us and tries to paint the idea that releasing our thoughts out there gives us more less burdens, basically. I think that's a major theme that it focuses on. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And my current one, it's diverse in that particular manner. It talks about how to manage stock. It talks about how to reduce waste. It talks about understanding your customers. It talks about working with the people that you are working with. It talks about how to use systems like point of sale solutions. And it talks about how small businesses can remain profitable, especially in the retail industry.
Okay.
So those are the issues that it practically gives guidance on.
Okay. I'm sure it's something that people will look forward to, because you've mentioned, issues like, how to manage stock, how to deal with clients. And I think those are very important issues, because I've also always wondered, for instance, here is a store. Like you've mentioned, you've worked in a pharmacy. You have these medicines, and then the grocery aspect, you have all these, products which have, of course, expiry dates. And I've always wondered, what happens, for instance, you haven't sold, you have all that stock, and then it hasn't been bought, what happens? So I think this is a book, that people, need to get and find out, how to manage that stock.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then also customer relations. I think that's also a very important aspect, because sometimes you go to a shop and maybe you're not attended to properly. And I think I would like to believe that you've addressed those issues in your book. That one needs to be warm, welcoming, and understanding, because you meet different people. Some obviously, sometimes it's the customer who's not good, but then how do you handle such a customer?
Exactly.
Okay, very, very.
I couldn't have put it any way better than you have. So those are basically the issues that it tackles, and it actually goes in more because it was written from experience. So we get to see the challenges that get to be there hands-on.
Okay.
Other than the experience that I've had, we also run a small startup business. I also run a small startup business, which is Advanced Information Management and Business Consultants. So basically, we're management and business development. We help businesses run by providing them with the necessary tools that are there. Our main focus has been retail. So these are some of the challenges that we notice that are broad throughout retail. So for example, when you look at stock discrepancies, you find that the chain sometimes might begin just from where we are buying from. You might find that where we're buying from, the fact that it's maybe a larger store, they might also make mistakes there. But if our stock receipt department isn't properly handled, everything begins spiraling all the way up to where the products are going to be, and then we're going to be in losses. So the book practically talks in those senses to say what happens at this particular stage before the products are even gotten into our what do we need to check for, how do we handle them, what are the proper documents that are needed to be there, basically. So it comprehensively handles and discusses these issues in detail.
Okay. And I was also thinking, as you were explaining, especially since you're coming from, pharmacy issues, medications, because sometimes you go into a pharmacy the same medication. In another pharmacy, the prices differ. So I guess all those things people need to know, where are you ordering, what determines, the different prices for the same product.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That point that you've brought out is actually in should be chapter 4, where we talk about good product management. Where we highlight to say sometimes you might find that, just like the way you've put it, this pharmacy is offering a cheaper brand of the drug. Let's say the same drug, but at a different price. So then there, as a business owner, you also have to see what is the competition here. Are they sourcing from a cheaper supplier, or what's the catch in between? Exactly. Yeah. So it comprehensively also discusses and talks about those issues as well. Okay, and why sometimes when a particular medication is not there, you're given something similar. Yeah, and I think pharmacists need to explain. I think as a journalist, I'm very inquisitive, so I like to ask. For instance, I would want to ask, what is the difference? For instance, I would normally ask, okay, you're saying this is similar to this, but what is the difference, or which product is better? I normally like to ask and not just be dumped with the product. Yes, and then also I think it's just also important, for people who are buying, to understand, such things. And then again, also the issue of you find somebody is running, a grocery store or a pharmacy just because they want to sell. They'll just say, no, just get this, but then maybe that's not what is even needed, by the client. Yeah. So true. The points that you've mentioned of are actually amplified.
Okay.
When we talk about the importance of these setups in our local community. So, for example, when you look at retail stores, they serve as local hubs for the communities. So instead of traveling long distances, they shorten that, increasing convenience. They also serve as local suppliers. When we look at the pharmacies themselves, they serve as our local emergency points, basically. So they serve a larger purpose, one on an economy perspective, when you talk about the retails, and larger on the healthy perspective when you talk about the pharmacies. So as you've put it, it shouldn't just be about selling, because you are serving more of a greater good.
Yes. Exactly. And also Benson, we also have, counterfeit products. We cannot run away from that. Even drugs, they are counterfeit drugs. True. You find the label is paracetamol, but you are drinking some powder.
True. So I mean, also, you're wondering, why is my headache not going?
Yes. So also I think there needs to be also sensitization, to the public, that there are counterfeit products and how they can know that this product is counterfeit or not, and that I think those who are buying should always be inquisitive.
Exactly.
For instance, like where I talked about the price, why should something be 50 kwacha and something 5 kwacha? Maybe the 5 kwacha one could be counterfeit. True. So not just always the issue of where you've ordered, but sometimes there are also counterfeit products, and people need to be aware, or the product could have expired, and maybe that's why the person has reduced, but they will not tell you.
Exactly.
You see, because it's quite disturbing, for a customer, because we're looking at the health of a person. And I think it's unfair for someone to sell something and yet with a consciousness knowing that what they are selling will actually affect somebody. And I think that needs to be looked into. And I would implore you, as somebody from the health, to look seriously into that issue. That products should not just be sold for the sake of selling, but let's also look at the health of the person, the integrity and the morality of the person selling. Because if I buy a product and then in the end, for instance, I get cancer or some stomach ache or some disease, I think it's unfair, for the person buying. So I thought I should just also bring in that issue.
Exactly. So those issues, though the book I liked them, though in a different way. What it emphasizes on is on quality. Yes. When we maintain quality, we preserve the lives. Because when you look at the pharmacy industry, we are dealing with lives. Yes, it's not just the drug about making that profit. It's about also preserving the life of that individual. Because when they are coming, they're not coming for for play. It's not like people that are going there, it's the need.
Yeah.
So therefore we have to respond to that need with a sense of humanity in us.
Yeah.
So the book also emphasizes on that point, on quality. On product receipt, it specifies and puts in specific flags. So for example, it talks about flags such as the expiry flags. Yes, where you get advance warning, maybe 3 months ahead.
Yes.
To say this product is what you mentioned, it's true. Myself, I could be one of those people. If I see that the drug is maybe nearing expiry, somehow my mind just becomes, okay, maybe this might not be good for me. Yes, so the book encourages, especially for pharmacies, a 3-month window in the managing of those products and flagging them out and pushing them away in a particular manner.
Okay. Yeah, indeed, having done health programs myself, I always say that the human body is never for try and error.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay, so coming back to your 2 books, the one on poetry and this new one, as people have read your books, what have they said about them? What memorable interactions have you had with your readers about your books so far?
Thank you. I'll begin with the poetry.
Yeah.
The ones that I've shared with and the memories that I can remember from the conversation that I had with them, others were able to connect.
Okay.
Yes, they were able to feel the emotions that were in the words, and they were able to relate. I feel as an author, when I receive such a feedback, it's really encouraging to say there's somebody out there actually who my words are being encouraged, and as a result I feel encouraged to continue writing as well.
Okay.
Yes. As for this one, since it's a practical book, the recent one, which is the product management for small and medium retail stores, the feedback that I've received is great.
Okay.
When I was writing the book, the idea was to put out the information in a clear and follow through way. It wasn't going to be full of jargons. Yes, I wanted it to be as simple and straightforward in presenting the information as that. And the memorable feedback that I got was when that feedback was retained to me to say the book actually, the way that it has been, in the way that it has been written, is actually a follow through. You are able to pick up the concept without so much trouble, and the strategies that have been talked about are easy to implement. I think that was a win for me. I felt successful just having received that feedback.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so you're a health professional, but you've written 2 books. So what would be, your word of advice, to aspiring writers?
Thank you. I believe I love reading. Most of the valuable insights that I have gotten them from the reading through books. Yes, right now I'm reading Grit by Angela Duckworth, why passion and perseverance are primary and important. Reading such information has somehow helped me be a better person. So having valuable insight that can enhance somebody's life out there, that can help somebody's business out there, I feel we should always be inspired to put our words out there, especially if it's going to change somebody's life for the better, especially if it's going to improve the conditions of something for the better.
Okay.
Basically, so for all those that are intending and holding back that valuable information, we are dying to read that information.
Okay.
Sure.
So, any authors you draw inspiration from?
Thank you. I love strategy. Yes, simply they are adapting to change. Change is always happening. So, authors that I do love are the ones that are talking basically on proper strategies on how we can implement such either at larger institutions, at the smaller institutions, at our basic lives, the same. So anything that is relating into strategy, business, and personal development, I'm drawn to those type of authors. I do not really have a specific because they're quite a lot. Yes.
Okay. So are you planning on writing more books, Benson?
Thank you. Yes, I am planning on writing more books. Actually, I've been writing one book,
Okay.
I think for the past 2 years now.
Okay.
Yes, it stands on a different title. It's more of how to survive in case you're buried alive. Yeah, how to survive in case you're buried alive, a book on strategy.
Okay.
Yes, so it's I've been working on this one for the past 2 years because I'm trying to take time on it.
Yeah.
Yes, it's research based. Just trying to bring everything all out together to say what are the options when things go down. So, for example, when market shifts, you get to receive a much bigger competitor. For example, one of the cases that I intend to investigate in the book is the case for Ulendo. I think it still pains me to this day how Ulendo just went out of the market, but a bigger and much better competitor came through. So we're trying to see. So the book focuses on to say how can such companies and businesses maybe survive in such a changing environment.
Okay.
Yes. So
That sounds very interesting because it's true. You find that there's this business is doing well, and once a competitor comes, they either go down or they still stay afloat. Barely
living. So the book explores ways
and
in
even
which,
just even from an individual point of view, I think we need to learn how to survive. I mean, we also saw what happened, with the withdrawal of US aid. We saw people losing their jobs, but were they ready? You see, that's the thing. A lot of people were not ready. So even from an individual point of view, we need to know, for instance, if a hard time comes, academically or professionally, how do I navigate my way through? Okay, very interesting. We'll be looking forward to that book.
Sure. Thank you.
Okay, so how would you describe literacy in Zambia?
Thank you. Literacy in Zambia is improving. It's getting there. It's not yet there, but it's getting there.
Yeah.
We still have some challenges when it comes to, for example, maybe marketing, and we might also maybe need grooming from people that have already made it out there, of which are some of the platforms and I think the areas in which we are lacking. Yes, but it's there, and I can see it's really getting there. Even the reading culture is actually improving. More people are getting more curious into reading books. So it's not there yet, but it's improving, and I think we are on a good trajectory.
Okay. So what do you think are some of the challenges Zambian authors face? I know you've alluded to marketing already.
True.
Yeah.
Some of the major challenges that Zambian authors are facing would be also the high publishing costs. Yes, so talk about the editing, talk about just that phase themselves, the proofreading. Yes. It's an extensive and expensive work. I do not really know where to attribute it. Maybe it's the little numbers of publishers that are there with its expertise, but that is one of them. And also trying to balance the writing and the full-time works that we hold. So, for example, I would say myself, I'm currently having responsibilities in more than 3 organizations. So sometimes I'm always doing maybe a 24-hour work, So finding time in between and fellow authors that are inspired in that particular manner, it's also a challenge, like working spaces for authors to come together and to talk about different ideas. We do really appreciate programs like this one, where we are featured on and given a platform. It's really helping us, really. We are really grateful. But you find that it's not many of that are doing such. So we're looking at the visibility of authors, we're looking at the printing costs, we're looking at the marketing, basically, and trying to balance in between other responsibilities and offering as well.
Okay. Yes, indeed. Having written 2 books myself, I can attest to the fact that it's true. It's quite expensive, to have a book, published in Zambia. Like you said, the editing, you have to pay, the typesetting, the book covers. By the time you're getting a bill, that's just the initial stage. You haven't even printed
exactly
copies.
Exactly.
And then I've always challenged, publishers in Zambia. Of course, there are some that are good, but most of them, because of the expense, we go to these publishers, and you find that the quality of the book is not good.
True.
The binding and the gluing, before you know it, the book starts falling apart, which also is not good. So we would always want our publishers, to step up, to give us good quality for the money that we are paying, because we're really sweating, for that money. So then how are you marketing your books, Benson?
Thank you very much. Largely, the marketing is basically based on social media handles,
yes,
and programs like these ones.
And word to mouth.
And word to mouth.
Status on the phone.
Yes. Yes, but largely what is working for us are platforms like this. When we're given opportunities like this, I think they're going a long way.
Okay.
Yes, because we are getting to reach the larger audiences. Yes, and it's really helping in that particular manner. I think one of the ones that has saved me better is also the word to mouth, because I'm still in the healthy. I still work with patients and clients sometimes.
Yeah.
So for example, when there are some people that we just come to say, how are you running the operations here? You can say, actually, I have something that maybe can help you solidify. You want to set up something? Here is a comprehensive guide. Yes, so that also is working.
Good strategy.
Exactly.
Okay. So then where can people find your book if they want to buy?
Thank you. So the book is currently stocked at Manda Hill, Book World. So those that are looking forward to get the book that are in Lusaka, they can get the book from Manda Hill, that is Book World. Those that are outside Zambia, those outside Professor those that are within and would like, maybe they are not in Lusaka but still like to get the copy of the book, they can still get to me, which is on 0965031851. The number is on WhatsApp. They can also give me a direct call, but preferably WhatsApp is going to be much convenient. Yes, to those that are outside the country, the book is also in paperback on Amazon. And they can get and they can order the book from Amazon, and the book is going to be delivered to their doorsteps.
Okay.
So the current platform that we have, the Manda Hill, which we are looking forward to have the books maybe distributed across other branches, maybe such as the southern part of Zambia, the Copper Belt. If we can get them across the country, that can be good. But as for now, we can get them to Manda Hill or via me or via Amazon.
Okay. All right. And as we end our interview, Benson, what would be your last words to the listening public?
Thank you very much. My last word would be a word of appreciation. Thank you so very much for having me here. It's an honor.
Most welcome.
Sure, thank you. It's quite rare to get platforms like this. So when you get one, it's really a privilege. So I'm really grateful for having me here, and thank you to the listeners that are gonna tune in and listen to this. That are tuning in and listening to the program. I'm grateful for the support, and to everybody that is out there, that is listening. This is your book. To those that are intending to go into retail, this is your one-step standard operating procedure that is going to see you through.
Okay, sure. All right, so Benson Judge, I must say it was a pleasure having you on our program, and especially since you traveled all the way, from Ndola. Yeah, that was quite amazing and touching for me, and I can only wish you all the very best, especially since you've taken, such a long trip, to talk about your books. Yeah,
Sure,
wish you all the best again.
Thank you very much, ma'am. I am really grateful.
Okay. All right, on that note, we end today's edition of Between the Lines program, in which I was talking to Benson Judge, who has recently launched a book entitled Product Management for Small and Medium Retail Stores, The Manager's Handbook. And he has another one on poetry entitled Unexpressed Emotions. So please support Benson Judge, by getting copies of these two books, especially the recent one. And of course, you will learn a lot. And so I had been your presenter, Catriona Gisompola. Until the next time, let's keep reading. Bye-bye.